Hey, it's Molly. Welcome back to my channel as we're going to take a look at the Capricorn new moon happening on January 18th, 2026 at 2:50 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure and adjust for your location. The Capricorn new moon is happening at 28 degrees, 43 minutes of Capricorn in your chart. It is the first new moon of the calendar year, and you want to identify where this conjunction is happening for you right before Capricorn season ends, because this is a new moon of completion, culmination, and mastery. This is the highest peak on the mountain where you're meant to see something with new eyes. Capricorn energy is realistic, practical, methodical, grounded. It's where you're assessing the terrain and what you've mastered, what you've come through that has brought you to this new beginning point. This is a beginning point too of integration, where you're understanding what has changed you, what has shifted perhaps your life direction, and what you want to move towards next. This is a new moon that is asking you to honor how far you've come. There is strength, reliance, resilience here, fortitude, dedication. And it's a new beginning point to the next level goals you want to achieve. So this could be the new moon where you finally have some clarity around what you want to put energy and effort into next. This could be the time when you understand what matters to you, whether that's this year or maybe even over the next month or few months. Your priorities might be fresh. You might feel a shift in what you want to invest in. Capricorn also plans for the long term. What needs to be taken care of now? What is presenting itself front and center that you need to responsibly address or look at? And what are you understanding maybe is not worth your time anymore? There's a change in priorities that could be showing up around this new moon. That's because we also have this Mercury and Mars. They are conjunct, working together, conjunct the new moon. Mars brings in the ability to move ahead. This is a determined Mars, a Mars that wants to accomplish and get something done. And this Mercury is in alignment with not only Mars, but the new moon, bringing your attention to the planning, the strategies, the details that need to be in place. How are we going to get to that next destination? How are we going to move ahead? What needs to be thoughtfully considered? This could also be a new moon where you feel a sense of restraint energy, like you're just conserving and wanting to sit with something. Capricorn is discerning. It can also be calculating. Maybe you're figuring out something in a new way. You want to approach this next chapter or next goal with new awareness, new plans. And you want to sit with it for a minute here. Really be clear, crystal clear in what you're identifying is important. So there's a lot of, it's an interesting mix of, it's a lot of planning, but there's action here and the mind is quite engaged. So depending on how you work with Capricorn energy is of course how you will feel this particular new moon. If you have strong earth or water energy, you're going to work with this new moon in a very grounded, systematic way, meaning you're honoring what needs to be researched and understood before taking action. If you have stronger fire and air This could be a harder slowdown because you might want to get up and go. You might be ready to move something forward, and you don't want to maybe take all the time in the world to assess. You could have less patience. But this particular new moon is meant to be an acknowledgement of what matters to you now and what you're willing to put that energy towards to move ahead. And you could even feel this Mars like behind the back, like support and movement from behind that's pushing these energies forward, which is the case when you have an Oriental Mars that's coming up behind all the other planets. It keeps things moving. So there is certainly some strong, clear forward motion being presented with the Capricorn new moon, but I also feel that it's based on a new approach. That's part of the new moon influence, is that you've learned from the past. You've learned from what you've been through. And there could be a sense of, okay, been there, done that. Now I'm at this new starting point, higher up the mountain on this peak, and I'm willing to do something new and different. And that's part of the cardinal earth of Capricorn, because cardinal is about how we're directing and initiating energy forward. But because it's at the end of Capricorn season, it's based on your lived experiences. It's based on what you've already earned and been through along the way. And so here is a new starting point that's asking you to be ready to try something or go for it, but be open to a new approach, especially because after this new moon, the planets all move into Aquarius. And as they do so, they have a conjunction here with Pluto, now at 3 degrees of Aquarius. And so this is where you could already feel and sense that whatever you're starting is going to look very different. And it won't necessarily go as planned, quote unquote, but it will shift with the Pluto in Aquarius conjunctions into some new creative solutions, developments, outcomes that could feel quite bizarre and wild at times. This is a very big creative vision that could be arriving after the new moon. Venus conjunct this Pluto here is bringing into the mix resources, wild, out of the blue sparks of creativity, a whole new vision of what you want to create or move towards. The conjunction with Pluto is often a destruction of some kind. It can bring about something that shatters so that it can be reconfigured, remixed, recreated. And this could bring a reality check to your finances, to what you are leaving behind, what you no longer want or value, what has become too heavy. There's also a surge of empowerment here with the feminine energies as they make a conjunction to this Pluto, of feeling newly empowered at what needs to change and shift. This could also be a sense of acknowledging that you're being reborn, rebirthed, as Venus is the first planet to make a conjunction to this Pluto. Then it will be the moon, the sun, Mercury and Mars will also make conjunctions to Pluto. And so all levels of our energy fields are being activated right after this new moon is exact. And it's working with us 5 times, 5 conjunctions to Pluto that can deeply shift what you want in your life and what you what you are moving towards that's going to, it's going to look really different, because this Pluto is changing our life visions, what we thought would be possible in this lifetime. And it's making it real and personal, as all 5 personal planets are conjunct Pluto. There will be a lot of surprising developments at the end of January. After this new moon, we're really moving into the new world, new energies, new collective frequencies. The collective field is powerfully shifting after this new moon. And there's going to be more collapses as the planets are conjunct Pluto as well. The old systems are collapsing. Pluto is revealing what is not in alignment with the collective higher good. And so this is going to affect collective energies, frequencies, and systems. So this involves, and I've been saying this for a while now, it's the same themes. It's anything in technology, computing, cloud storage, online platforms, the behind the scenes systems, like, Amazon Web Services and those bigger systems that support so many internet resources and services, apps, things going on the internet that are being revealed. Maybe the dark web. There's things coming up from the dark web. Maybe there are going to be more issues with what we can rely upon in the collective grid. This would relate directly to airline systems, which are ruled by Aquarius. The systems and networks, that support the vast amount of flights that are happening around the world. This affects electrical systems, the grid, weaknesses in the grid. This can show where energy consumption is happening and what's not working. Plutonic destruction is meant to show us what needs to be strengthened and where new solutions are needed. But the collapses happen first, and the collapses will be the strongest when the Sun and Mars are conjunct Pluto in the last week of January. So there will be more revelations too around business, government, industries, professions that are dramatically changing, that are moving into new uncharted territory. And there can be some really big announcements, worldwide developments around communications, new technologies, more that's going to be integrated into our daily lives in terms of robotics, humanoids, of course, AI, all the ways that things are being developed behind the scenes. And these inventions are going to be coming forward and are going to be seen even more after this Capricorn new moon. So there's a lot of energy here in your chart between 26 degrees of Capricorn to 3 degrees of Aquarius. So the house or houses that you have these astrology points, these astrology degrees, is where this Capricorn new moon is ushering you forward and showing you at a personal level what you have to leave behind that's connected to old systems and old energy frequencies in order to move forward into the fast-paced, accelerated energies of this year. These are watershed moments. Like, this is a very intense time of transformation. And it's worldwide. It's worldwide. Worldwide changes are happening here. Now, getting back to the new moon at 28 degrees of Capricorn with Mercury and Mars here, you can see that all 4 of these are working favorably with the 2 planets in Pisces and with Uranus still retrograde in Taurus. And so this brings about favorable developments that advance us and set us free, that we're ready to make the necessary changes, that we're going to have the resources we need, and we're going to be more willing to let go of what we know is complete, because these energies are not new. They're returning to these degree points and this alignment that they were at in 2025. So we've already been moving through the themes of this Uranus at 27 degrees of Taurus, Pleiadian activation points, and then these 2 planets in the late degrees of Pisces completing their journey in Pisces before beginning a new synodic cycle in just about a month. So we have a readiness of what is leaving and transitioning. We're more at peace and perhaps even more accepting of the changes that are unfolding, and honestly, probably really exhausted and feeling an overwhelm. There can be grief here. People leaving the planet, more people leaving, more people who are done in this lifetime. I'm feeling as well like, all these planets in Capricorn are ruled by the Saturn, Pisces conjunct Neptune. There could be a sense of we're really turning a corner and turning a page in our lives that it's like we just haven't been here before, but there's a sense of maybe even being more connected to your intuition and to your personal spiritual navigation system that's giving you the strength and higher perspective of what is changing. Now, these planets interacting with Uranus through a trine is beneficial. It gives a jump start to the new approach, the new understanding, the new intentions that you're starting. So this Uranus brings in energy to get things moving forward. Another interpretation with these 2 planets in Pisces is that there is more creative trust, more of a connection to, I have faith in this. I believe this can happen. I believe this can come together. The energy feels strong. This is behind the scenes support, behind the scenes elders, mentors, allies, guides who are helping with the transitions as well. You could feel strong creative insights that you're wanting to integrate into the new start here. A sense of, I need to do this. I'm going to trust this vision in this direction. This feels strong and clear. This is what I'm going to choose. This is what I'm going to trust and work with. So it's really quite beautiful that all 4 planets in Capricorn interact positively with the Pisces energies and the Taurus influence. This can give you that sense of, I'm ready to head in this direction. And again, this Uranus is important because there's a readiness to make the changes that are needed based on the reality of the planet, based on where we're at and what you're observing and assessing. So this could be a Capricorn new moon that sets you off on a powerful new direction and aligns you with what is your purpose at this time. This can help you with putting the necessary energy and focus on the goals that matter. And also reveal what you're leaving behind and complete with. Because every new moon, especially at the end here of an astrology sign, is an acknowledgement of completion as well, as the old cycles are fading out and collapsing. This is showing us the work ahead for the new earth, the new systems that we're going to be using more rapidly and more quickly. It just feels like there's a strong turning of the page with this Capricorn new moon. Because in this cycle, this new moon cycle, we're going to have both Neptune and Saturn re-enter Aries by the time we reach the next Aquarius new moon, which is an Aquarius solar eclipse. So this is an important energy on the world stage, and it's something that we're feeling at a personal level in terms of what we're investing in at this time of our lives that really matters, that has meaning and purpose. So I will leave it there in this discussion of the Capricorn new moon. Again, you want to identify where you have 28 degrees of Capricorn in your chart by house placement. You do not need to have a planet or point at 28 degrees of Capricorn. But this is where the new is being initiated for you. And if you need assistance finding this degree point, I have a tutorial video here on YouTube called How to Find a Degree Point in Your Chart, and I guide you through the examples and ways of learning that for yourself. So as always, wishing you a beautiful Capricorn new moon here, the first new moon of the 2026 calendar year, and I'll be back soon with another video as we keep moving through these powerful energies.